Well, hello. How are you today? I hope wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, you're having a great time. Life's kicking right along. You can tell I'm down here in the shed, not shed, but basement with the wood stove. So been wet, nasty, rainy the last few days. And you know how that goes. Anyway, I was sitting here thinking about how this all got started. Being a diary and stuff. I was thinking about my early years, early as I can recollect, which was about sometime starting when I was about 3 or 4 years old. But we lived probably about a mile and a half from here at that time. And by the time I was 5 years old, I done had three broke bones. Two of those courtesy of my loving older brother. One of them was my pinky. I was just a littler, toddler, whatever. You know, they left him and me with my mama here. And they told him, said, watch him. Said he's jealous of him. Well, apparently I was sitting in a high chair. And brother caught everybody turned, not paying attention, whatever. So he crawled around, snuck around over where I was, and reached up, grabbed my hand, my pinky, and he bit it and broke it. Well, back in the day, they set it with matchsticks, what they did. And that was the first time he got me. Well, a little later, we was running through the house playing, and so he was hiding under the bed. As I come, running through like a kid will, he reached out, grabbed me by the leg, and wham, right on my arm I went. So I broke my arm. And of course, they took me the next day. They didn't take me at night, then they took me the next day. But I'm like, man. Well, then my papa here, like I said, we didn't have a lot. He found this little tricycle in a junk pile somewhere, and he found a couple of tires and a seat and slapped it all together, and he brought it to me. Well, at the time I was probably 4 years old. Well, they put me on, sort of figure out how to pedal it. Nobody told me how to stop it, how to put your feet down. So I'm on the little front porch, and this thing's, one of the old style. Is a 2-story house, long wooden porch, 3 foot up, whatever. So I'm pedaling. Well, I pedal right off the porch. So what I did, there's some rocks around the flowers down there, and it hit, and the tricycle hit my leg, and it snapped my leg. So sis carried me in the house. I'm sitting in there, and later that evening, my dad called because where he's working at the time, he wasn't nowhere close to the phone, so he called. So he went and done the feeding and stuff at the farm, come by and got me, took me to town. And, I could still remember being up there and them putting the cast on my leg, and that's when they used plaster and everything. But the thing I still remember, we still have the hospital up there. He takes me out in the parking lot, and he goes to put my short breeches on, right? So the bad thing is, I've got my little tidy whities on. Yeah, and I still remember being embarrassed because I was a backwards kid, didn't talk to people. Even if we went to my grandparents and all the cousins and stuff was there, it took me about an hour for I'd get out of Dad's lap and go play. But people are walking by, and I still to this day remember thinking, I am so embarrassed. They're looking at me in my underwear, and 4 years old, you remember this stuff, and it was just one of those deals. It happens with siblings. You crash, beat, bang on each other. You do stupid stuff, and the funny part is we started riding from that house to here one day. Me and both my sister's brother, and we're doubled up on 2 bicycles and stuff. Well, my sis crashes, hits a rock in the middle of the road, and we wipe out. It takes out a bunch of hide on the inside of my leg right by my knee. We are probably, say 500 feet to the house. We could go back to the house. But we're all afraid to go to the house because of Mom's doctor. In all probability, she probably would have whooped us for wrecking.